All right, we're back on another dozer today. We've got a civilian version of the 850J in here. I bought this probably about a month or so ago. Don't really have it for sale. I got some intentions of taking it up on the hill over here and working on the property. So if you guys been watching my videos, you'll know what we got going on there. If you don't, you might want to go back and check out. Most of them's titled homestead videos. So you can see we've already took the blade off. We've got some tracks laying out here. We got some cylinders in here. We got a whole big old mess going on, don't we? So this tractor is actually pretty clean tractor. It's got like 6,000 some odd hours on it. It's all original and everything. I think it was a one owner machine. I've actually got service records on it since it was brand new. All the work has been done by a John Deere dealer. You'll notice we got the blade off, and I'll show you later why we've got all that off. It's got all the original John Deere undercarriage under it. It's all extended life stuff. The rail height is completely gone. It's like 0% worn. It means there's nothing left on it. The bushings are getting ready to pop through. Some of them may even be popped through. I know. So the track chains are done on this thing. The rollers are done. They all need replaced. Sprockets, the front idlers are completely worn. You guys can see how deep that is. And in the future, I'll do a undercarriage measure video too. So we'll measure some undercarriage. This one I can tell is completely 100% worn, gone. Pad height is not too bad yet. Those could be reused. But as you guys know, I sell a lot of the military green 850s. It's the same basic tractor. So we got a lot of extra parts laying around. With that being said, this tractor had some leaking cylinders on it. The chrome's kind of damaged from stuff falling over the top of the blade. So I've actually got some rebuilt ones in stock here. We're going to stick those on it later on. Our plan, you guys probably see some tracks and stuff laying out here. I've got a parts tractor out there. It had like 195 hours on it. This is actually one of the tracks off of it. You guys can see how much taller that rail height is there. You see all that meat below that pin there? That's all gone on that other machine over here. You can see it's wore down. You can see the pads look almost new. So we're going to put these tracks on this dozer, but the thing is, I only have one of them. The reason is that dozer only come in with one track. So we've got one new rail from ITR America over here, and I got some takeoff pads that we swapped over to just some 30 inches on the military one. So we're kind of piecing parts and stuff together. So being all these rollers are all worn out, idlers and all that stuff, instead of replacing all that stuff, we're going to go out here and grab that 195 hour tractor and actually just swap the whole entire track frames. Just that easy. We're thinking that's going to be easier. I've got all those free parts sitting out there.
Freebie.
Free.
Zip, zero, nada.
So instead of unbolting everything, fighting broken bolts and got to swap idlers, all that stuff, we're just going to remove the whole track frame assembly from this one, put the green stuff on it.
And it's going to be really easy.
It's going to be green and yellow. It's going to look like a farm tractor.
It'd be pretty.
So we're going to get, I think since why it's cool out this morning, we're going to go ahead and grab that old, well, it's not old, but broke down 850 and try to get the track frames pulled off it next. So. All right, so the reason we took the blade off is somewhat obvious. Since we're going to pull those track frames off, we need to get that out of the way. And like I said, these 3 hydraulic cylinders are leaking, so we had to pull those pins out anyway, so it made sense. Just got 2 more connections there. Pop that loose. We got to put new cutting edges on that dude. But we'll walk out here and check out this military 850. Kevin's going to get the old forklift in here. We'll take over to the shop and see if we can get those off there. Got her picked up. It's kind of weird seeing a dozer being carried around with a forklift. does it sound like you're peeing back here, bub?
Because I'm leaking.
Leaking water out of the hydraulic tank. That's not a good thing, is it? I think we're beyond that point. Kevin got it set up over here. He's got the forklift under the back of it. I think I'll fire up the crane. You can hook me up to the front part and we'll get that up a little bit. And then we'll attempt to take out these little pins back here. It's sometimes fun or not fun.
It doesn't really look that bad either.
What's that? That water? You want to drink it?
Yeah, you can give it a try. There's some cottage cheese down there,
Yeah,
though.
I'm gonna say no.
I wouldn't go for that. I'd get it straight from the spout.
Straight from the spout.
I wouldn't go down there.
Straight from the source?
Yeah.
I don't know about that, bud.
Huh.
You gonna hook me up on those lifting eyes?
Yeah.
We'll fire the old Mantis up. Think the old Deutz will fire up. Of course, when you turn, oh, we got creatures flying out of here. Of course, when I turn the camera on, it won't start.
Hey, this is going pretty good so far.
I remember this last summer, it didn't want to start when it got hot.
We need some pecking.
It's worked all winter till now, till I turn the camera on. We're gonna have to tap on the old starter. She's not happy. Maybe I parked it in the wrong spot.
That's probably what it was.
The old crane failed me over here. We got the front lifted up, got some jack stands under anyway. Did you get denied?
Yeah.
I know where's the bigger one of those at.
Yeah, we're gonna get one.
And what Kevin's doing is taking that where that blade ball goes on. There's actually a cap with a couple bolts in it, and there's 2 retainer rings. We'll take those retainer rings off, and that's all that holds that on that shaft. But we gotta get this pin knocked out. Sometimes these are a pain. All right, Mr. Kevin's taking the ball off. Put your toes under it.
So I was just
Probably
thinking.
just threaded holes for a lifting hook here.
That's why I got you.
Did you get them all?
That's all of them.
You know what it needs?
Needs a whack.
The big mow hammer.
Hit it. Hit it like a stepchild. Oh, you're not supposed to say that. There you go.
Bam. Well, there's all kinds of bolts in there, more than I remember. I think we better get that pin out next.
Okay. Pin
As
party.
you can see, there's a cap in there. We'll get that off here in a little bit. There's actually oil that runs in these pivot shafts right here. There's seals in there. Keeps it lubricated because this track actually pivots up and down on these bigger dozers. It's got what they call an equalizer bar there. Ready to start beating. So I was getting ready to get on the old forklift here and pick that up a little bit and get that block out, and Kevin tries to tell me I broke this too.
You did. Everything you touched today's broke.
We've had that thing's got a starter issue. This thing's got a starter issue. We had an issue with this last year. Fall.
We need a starter sponsor.
You know what it is? It's this warm weather. Clicky clicky. It's been just fine for several months, and now it wants to act up again. It's not going good so far, bub. Oh, you think you can do it better than me? How'd that go for you?
I was really hopeful.
Now you just gotta find the starter.
It's down in here.
I don't know why everything's fighting us today.
Ready?
Got it.
Don't worry, I fixed it.
Are we gonna have to leave it run all day now, or
We'll
what?
just keep these tools right here.
I'm gonna pick that up a little bit so we can get some clearance under that block. right, it's about to get serious.
We ain't messing around no more.
We ain't messing around no more. We got the special tool out.
We done.
We've been a beating. We had the porta power out. We got it to move a little bit, but we got tired of jacking around, didn't we? We got the old oxy lance out. You guys don't know what these are. They're pretty cool. They're pretty wicked.
You're about to find out what it is.
About to find out. Somehow they take oxygen and they burn. What is it? Somebody's going to tell me I'm wrong. I think it's copper and steel. We're going to light it a fire. We got a 12-volt battery we're going to strike an arc with on this pad down here, right where all this oil is dripping on it, Kevin.
That's
on top
right.
of that pad. Was that a good place to put that?
Yeah. That ain't oil.
We got oil, yeah, leaking right on my striking pad.
That ain't oil.
So that's going to strike up, and the oxygen is going to burn that steel. What we're going to do, we're going to bore a hole straight through the middle of that pin. And if I don't go straight through the middle of that pin,
you'll make a new hole.
We're going to make a new hole. So it's real important to stay straight when you go in there, because it's all or nothing. Kevin's done it once.
Yeah. Yeah, I almost had a bad news bears call there.
Yeah, it's all or nothing when you go in there. You got to. It's a fast machine. Kevin's gonna get the stick in there. I'm gonna set you guys up. I hope I don't melt you down. And we'll get her bored out. We're gonna do the other side too, because it's stuck. So when we blow a hole through the center of that, that's actually gonna relieve some pressure, and that pin will shrink a little bit, and then we should be able to knock it out. So.
No camera burn down.
No camera burn down. It's all for people. Okay. Ready? Hey, it's on fire.
Fire!
Did I get through that? No. Let's catch it on this stupid thing here.
Oh. Sure, there's enough fire to catch it.
Okay. Gotta have some spark.
Okay. That did it, bub.
Well, we got a hot.
Call the fire department. This one's getting out of control.
See that down there? It's a little hot.
Clinton, he's our man. If he can't do it, Kevin can. Oh.
You want to do it?
No. No, I will put a.
Somebody wore shorts to work today.
I will put a 45 in that hole. I guarantee it.
You ain't seen the other side yet. Where's my striker? Way back here.
You want it closer? I'm on fire!
All right.
Look at that. Big old pile of magma
Magma, hot lava.
down there on the ground.
Look at that. That's why we don't do that in the shop. Hard on the floor. Float right there, bub. You guys see that there? This makes you want to play that hot lava down there, don't it?
Yeah, it does. I kind of want to pick it up. Oh yeah, she go. You want the forklift now?
Hey, update on this end.
Going. It wasn't moving, so we're happy, right? What a babe.
Yeah.
That was almost
You know what
stuck.
I'll be the lawn mower.
Here she
So
goes.
I did.
Hang on, hang on.
Started like a big, with a,
Why are you scared?
Because my leg's in jeopardy now.
Did it come out enough?
I put a
Hit it one
demo
more time.
thing on there of me waving and said, I'm here. And I said, "Babe, meet me in the office."
There you go.
Got it.
I was nervous, okay? Gotta go live.
Gotta go live.
Live.
Why are we going live? We're about to hit 50,000 subscribers. What are we gonna do on our live show? We gotta give something away. Your car, your race car, your Crown Vic.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know.
that's
That's
quite a
pretty
bit.
nice. That should be more like when we hit 1 million.
Oh, $1 million?
Yeah.
Maybe 100,000 we'll give away Kevin's Crown Vic.
Yeah. 50,000. We could probably
I
give
could
away
give
one
mine
of them.
away.
Yeah, we could give
Anybody
yours away.
wants- yeah, we'll-
50. We'd probably give that away today
If
if you
you've not
want.
seen my car, yeah, I'd give it to anybody who wants to stop by. If you want to see my car, look up 1050K versus Crown Vic. That will tell you everything you need to know.
A lot of
So
hostility took place that day.
I took that cap off there. We may have to have,
Little finagle.
we may have to come back out and push on that track frame to get those halves out there, Kevin. So that yellow cap is on there actually just retains. Don't tell me you broke a forklift again.
No, this is you. This is sabotage.
So that yellow cap retains those two halves in there, and there's a groove in that shaft. And what we'll do, we'll push in a little bit on that seal where those get loose and pops out after this commercial break when Kevin gets forklift going again.
This is commercial sabotage. I know it.
There you go. Oh. Got it. All right, me and Mr. Kevin got that side off. Went pretty easy. Getting knocked out real nice. You guys can see maybe this is a little bit better. That's where I run in through that oxy lance. You guys can see daylight through there. Little hole out the other side. It's all it takes to relieve a little pressure. Shrinks that pin a little bit. Comes out just that easy. There's all the molten metal. Pretty cool machine. It's just wicked and can tear a lot of stuff up real quick. We're gonna clean all this mess up because I think it's about all we need off this tractor. And probably I've got somewhere to be this afternoon, so probably gonna be next week before we stick these on it.
Oh,
You got some
we
paint to
gotta
do.
stop.
We're having so much fun out
It's
here in the
only
sun.
90.
But anyway, you guys can see this stuff has like no wear on it. This dozer had, the engine computer was still in it when I got it plugged into it, had 195 hours on it. It's craziness. But you guys can see there's no paint wore off that, so gonna make a real nice setup over there. I think that's still way easier than taking all these rollers off, don't you?
Oh yeah.
So you know what happens, these bolts break off on that one. Because that one needs front idlers, top rollers, and everything, so this way it's gonna have nice new track frames on it, and that tractor ought to last a super long time. So we will get all this stuff cleaned up, and I think next week we'll get the track shanked off that and you guys can follow along. All right, we've been a little bit busy. We've got 2 hydraulic cylinders installed. I had these rebuilt laying in the warehouse. These are actually off the military 850Js. That's why you can see they're green. They've all been rebuilt, re-chromed, resealed. Got those all on there. Put some new hoses on the hood. The other ones are cracked up a little bit. We did rebuild the tilt cylinder on the blade out there. We did change all the fluids, filters, all that good stuff on here too. So still got to write the hours on there yet, but got new hydraulic transmission fluid, finals, all that good stuff. So as you can see, we've got it jacked up, sitting on a couple jack stands in the front, in the rear. We used a ripper to help lift us up, but we got a couple jack stands under there. What we're gonna do now, Kevin and I are gonna bust the tracks apart, We're gonna get rid of these tracks, and then we'll pull these track frames off and put the green ones on there. You got denied, bub.
I thought this was the baddest impact Milwaukee
I
made.
don't think it is. I think we need some air.
Get some of that.
Extra grunt, help it out or what?
Did you see that? Watch it, watch it.
That makes a difference, huh?
It does. It's a game changer. See how I did
So
that?
what he's doing, he's taking apart this alligator link right here.
What he's doing is getting nervous now.
Let's get these out of the way here. Got her. Things are rusty.
Ready? Try
Always that one, ain't there?
One more.
Let's try tightening it up a little bit. You got her on number 4 too.
I got her on kill
Wide
mode.
open.
Here, son.
I don't think it's gonna do it. We're gonna have to get out the big air hose.
Ah!
All right, got the big gun out now. They didn't want that to come loose, did they?
Hey, bub, this ain't looking good.
Tighten her up a little bit. You ready?
Yep.
All right. You know, stand over here and do it off the side.
I'm
there.
nervous.
You better be.
Man. Got her.
That thing had some rust in it, bud.
Hey, she was fully ready.
That's hot too.
Hey,
Just
don't
tell
touch
me.
that. That's hot.
The old air one's struggling. You know you got issues.
Mm-hmm.
You doing it? I don't know if I can do it one-handed. Woo! Scared you, didn't it?
I ain't scared of nothing.
Probably gotta get that stuff off where it goes flying.
Before we catapult it into tomorrow.
All right, we're ready.
Okay. Alligator.
Well, that one wasn't nearly expressive. What'd you do? Put those
Got
safety
the,
devices right in the way?
got the jack stand too close, bub.
Nah, I'd be all right. It'd be fine, won't it?
I ain't under there.
Well, this one track's down because they pivot there.
Okay.
So we can kind of pull this one out first, and that one should tilt up. You guys can see these things are absolutely worn out. You see that hole right there? That's actually the pin that's drove in through here, and this is what they call the bushing. You can see that those are all trash. That one's wore through. No good. Those things wouldn't last at all, would they?
No bueno.
All right, we'll get those drug out and start taking the track frames off. he's gonna drag her outside out of the way. And then we'll get the other one in there. Good job on it, Kevin. We got both those drug out. I'm going to show you guys this left-hand rail. You can see those bushings are just all busted through on this one. That hole right there is actually where they lubricated them from the factory with oil. Of course, that's all long gone. I'm going to do a little quick measurement here and show them. So a lot of people don't pay attention to this either, but we're going to measure the rail height here. We got, what do you got there, Kevin? About 4 and 11/16.
Yep.
Let's measure this newer one's got 195 hours on it. Show them the difference here. That one just a little over 5 1/8. So what is that?
A smush.
A bunch. That's what, another 3/8, 5/16.
Yeah, something like that. Yep.
7/16 of height. That's how much these have worn down. You guys can see there's not much meat there. The rollers are actually hitting the bosses here too. That's something you got to look for. When we get those track frames out, we'll compare the rollers on the two also, so you can tell a big difference just by looking at those. They've lasted a good while, 6,000 plus hours, so they've done their due for sure. Something else to look at too, if you guys can see how that's actually dished out in there. Same way with those upper rollers, they're dished out too. The bottom ones are going to look the same way. You can actually see this rail's been riding off center. It's been scrubbing the inside. These may have not been lined up right. You can tell that's a lot thinner than that there. So if a guy tries to put new rails on there, it's going to wear these things out extremely quick because the rails are all square and everything, and you wear the rails out and the rollers out. Better off just putting new good stuff on it and starting over. Isn't that right?
That's right.
Next thing we need to do is bust these sprockets off here, Kevin, so that track frame will clear when it comes off.
Okay.
So unbolt as many as we can. They'll start it up and turn it.
So these two, maybe.
Yeah, I think we take these off. That should clear, hopefully, the wheel here. So.
Okay.
Sound like a plan?
Let's try it. Got you that.
Kevin's working on my classic pillow. Mr. Mike, was it Liddell?
Mike Liddell.
Mike Liddell. Got all these bolts out and knock them off. Try to save my floor. Bam, look at that.
Like a pillow.
Just like a pillow.
Night, night.
All right. We're about to, you know what's next? Is this pin that always loves to come out real easy down in here?
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Maybe one pin just for once won't fight us.
Okay.
Yeah, right. All right, we're going to get that all loosened up, cleaned up, and see if that'll come out.
We'll power lube it.
Power lube. All right, as you can see, we've got our battery, we got our oxygen tank. We're about to have a party. Fortunately, these pins, we hit them with a sledgehammer a few times, are stuck like normal. So we got some metal down on the floor protecting it because we don't want any hot lava.
Magma.
Are you holding this time?
Sure.
Watch me. You got the fire extinguisher?
Yep.
I don't know why we would need that, but you know.
Just in case.
I better get rid of this microphone because
I'll do all your commentary from here on out.
that's good. Well, you got my starter down here in the hole too.
Well,
Ready?
It's about to get wild, boys.
Cool. You know what? We need some oxygen.
Hey.
That helps in this. Oh, there we go.
Woo-hoo.
What do you think?
That was fun.
We got all these fires for it.
This minor.
Huh? All right, we got both the track frames off. We had a little carnage here we found on the pivot shaft. We got, there wasn't any oil left in these pivot shafts, and this one's got a big flat spot wore on it. It's probably hard to see in the camera. Kevin's cleaning up a good used one we had here. Also, these bushings were completely trashed here. You guys can see that. Here's one of those pins I oxy-lanced out. There's the rest of the pin lane right there. So he's gonna get that cleaned out. We're gonna put that new pivot shaft on. Got this side all off. We're gonna put a new bearing in there. You can see that one's pretty much gone. There's the other pin we cut out. This pivot shaft's okay over here. So if you guys don't know, these things actually run in oil. When we took these off, there was no oil in them, a bunch of dirt and crap. They got a couple seals that sit back here. So we're gonna get all this cleaned up. There's a hole that goes in there too for a grease fitting hole. We gotta get that cleaned out. We're gonna get new bushings sewed in there and some seals. And then we'll be ready to put on those low hour military track frames. Go down. Go on down. Go down a little bit more. Down a little bit. Down a little more. All right, as you can see, it's looking a little bit different back here. We got a little wild yesterday and ripped the yanker off. Ripped the ripper off. That's what I'm trying to say. Yanked her off. We took it off. I'm actually going to use this tractor next door in the property, and I don't need all extra weight and stuff on there. So we got the ripper yanked off there. A couple of videos of that from yesterday.
That's what you get for stealing all the bolts.
They don't know what that means. You have to watch you got to watch the last video to understand that.
Hold on, the pockets are heavy.
Which side you standing on here, Bubby?
On right hand, so I'm gonna stand on this side.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to rest this right, say right here.
Okay, you ready?
Hit.
I'm getting. You come over here.
Not even long enough of it on. You ready? Okay. Yeah, okay.
Got it. You're hung. Operator, my. Hit that down up here, Uncle Scott. Maybe use the operator, you could have got that out of there. How's that steering working back here? I've done hook the horn. We got a ripper for sale.
Got a smoking hot deal.
Smoking hot deal. Even comes with the operator. All right, so we got that yanked off. I do have a hitch. This hitch is actually off a 700J. I don't have any more 850 hitches left. I think these may fit. We're gonna throw it up there after a bit and see, but Hunter's here helping us today. He's out of school. We got new pivot shaft seals on, got these all cleaned up. Got new grease hoses on here, new bushings in the equalizer bar. About ready to throw a track frame on. We got to pull it over here, get it cleaned up a little bit, and we'll get her slid on there. What do you think, Mr. Kevin? Grandpa Greg's on the forklift, so you gotta watch out.
Psycho Sid.
Let's pull up there and shut it off. We gotta clean some stuff up on it. All right, got all of our holes cleaned up. We got that all lubed up. This is actually the oil fill hole where you're supposed to fill this up with the oil. We'll do that after we get it on. Got anti-seize in our holes. If those seals do go out and you still got to run the tractor, you can always pump this housing full of grease too. You definitely want to keep grease in there. This other one was full of dirt and gravel. These seals went out and wore out that shaft, but like I say, if you start leaking oil out there, you can always put grease in them. They'll last a long time that way. They've got bronze bushings in there. That other one's completely gone and actually ate in the case, so we're gonna get this dude lined up and put it on there. Go on down so you can see where you're at. Go on down. You level this way?
Not bad.
Need to turn over that way and side shift. Well, now side shift this way.
I'm out of side shift. Yeah.
No, you can come this way.
Oh, your way.
you go. Go that way a little bit. Come on in. Whoa. Side shift it this way or not? Hang on a second. Got the two halves in there retaining that track frame on there. We got some new sealer on there. Hunter's gonna stick that on. That cap retains the. I don't think you pushed on there all the way. Oh, there you go. That cap retains those two halves on there. Bar there. Jimmy did too much. Got it. All right, we're back. So you guys are watching. We've been fighting these stupid front idlers for like a half day on Friday. It's Monday now. So what's going on with these things? Remember I said these have 195 hours on them. They're like probably 12, 13 years old at the time. So they've been sitting. You guys can see we got one lane over here that comes shooting out. So they've been sitting, and since this thing's not been run very much, there's no clearance in here. And what happened, it actually kind of rusted in the track frames here, just from age and sitting. They got so tight they wouldn't come out. So usually these things will just slide right on out, you know, pretty easy on their own. So you guys seen in the videos we were beating on them. We've had a porta power. You can see on the inside there, we've got a porta power on there. We've actually got a grease gun on here. There is a big old spring back there. If you guys don't know how these work, there's actually a big piston in here, and you pump grease in it, it shoves that front idler out and tightens that track up. There's also a big spring in this whole area back here that takes some of the shock out, so if you hit something, it doesn't break something. So we've actually got this spring compressed about 3 inches. This is a big old coil spring over here. I don't know if you guys can see it. I've got it compressed right now with that grease gun. Then we had a porta power, sledgehammer on there, trying to get those things out. You guys can see this is actually a spring. That's how that thing's like 2 inches in diameter, but that's a big old spring. It actually come flying out too. So this one we actually got to come free. We had a bunch of grease pressure on it. We took the side slide blocks out. It actually went shooting plumb out there on its own. I didn't get it on camera. That's where it landed at. So you guys can see the thing's got a little bit of rust on it, just enough to wedge in between here and make everything tight. So we just got to clean all it out, and it should slide back in there easy, hopefully. But we can't get this one out. And you gotta be careful. This stuff's dangerous, and I'll show you. So I went to go pull this lock and lube grease fitting off here Friday, and pulled it off like this. You guys can see that bruise on my arm right there. That grease fitting actually was not holding. It shot grease all the way up there you see on the ceiling. How far is that? That's like 20, 25 foot. That shot from here all the way up there. That's like a half a tube of grease up there. Went everywhere. Hit my arm, bruised it. Anyway, this thing's been a cluster. So we're gonna try to beat on it a little bit more this morning. It's been soaking over the weekend. What we've been doing, porta pattern on there, hitting on this blocks you guys see in the video. This is gonna allow it not to come out all the way. The other one slammed forward. And then we was able to take the blocks out, go ahead and pump it up again. We got it to shoot out. So we're gonna try a little bit more in this one. If not, I brought a wrecking ball you guys see on the back of the truck over there. If that don't work, we may try to beat on it a little bit with a wrecking ball. Try to get this thing loosened up in here, because we're kind of running out of options. There's really no good way to get to that. Keep in mind these front idlers, if we used all this stuff in another track frame, we would have still had to get those out of there. These things are like probably $1,500 a piece right now. So, you know, you guys say, oh, just throw it away and start over, but there's quite a bit of money sitting there. So hopefully we can get this one to pop out. We'll get everything cleaned up and get the tracks back on there like we was gonna do 2 or 3 days ago. So hopefully you guys will catch this on camera, this one coming out. So perfect, it's on.
All right, folks, what we're about to do is highly, highly dangerous. As you can already hear, Claybert is working the backhoe, and I'm just gonna show you because you just need to see this kind of stuff.
That's right. So that right there won't go back or forward. So we got a wrecking ball here to do a little correcting.
Tally ho!
Just a little. Chicken dinner. Well, you shot the box off, so it must have went. We're back 1.5 inches from what we were. Hang on. We're gonna pause for the.
We should be all right for now. Moving forward.
Did you get her, Marley?
I think I'm not Miley. You were the one with the wrecking ball.
The wrecking ball did the trick. We just got to get it back out.
Look, it's moving.
We got to be super careful because we don't have those stops on there, so it could go shooting out. The Kevin's throwing that big. Might want to put it in high gear till it gets tight, or is it getting tight?
It's getting
Don't stand in front of that. Oh, I hear things. Are you moving?
It's moving. Or maybe.
It is creeping.
I've been here. I've seen it.
Uh-oh, you're out of grease. All right, we're gonna keep on trucking. I may just set the camera up here just in case this goes blasting out, but it's looking like it's moving. So.
That's a good one. Get more grease.
What do you think, Miley? Got her out. There's the grease. Somebody's got to reach up in there. Is that going to be you, Hunter?
Somebody's calling me.
So, oh, Randy needs help. So we're going to get this cleaned out. It's funny. It's only like a 1/16 inch of rust that's in there. It's just clogging us up. We got this one all cleaned up. It slid back in there clean as can be. Super easy. Got grease on those rails. So we're just going to do the same thing here. Clean these surfaces up. Get that rust and dirt out of there. And slide her back together. What do you think?
Cool. I'm ready.
And then we'll be ready to put the tracks on. I know I've said that like 50 times. So the wrecking ball, Grandpa's idea with the wrecking ball did work.
Work like a dream.
Big old sledgehammer. All right, Hunter got that slid in. It's amazing what a little grease and cleanup does, don't it, Hunter? Those pieces we just bead blasted, you really can't paint them because that is a wear item. They're just gonna sit there and wear the paint right off of them. So we greased them all up, cleaned them up. Hunter's putting the side brackets back on there. We're gonna clean some of this crap up and then slide some tracks under here. We gotta put some sprockets on too, Hunter. We'll probably set you guys up on time lapse because you've seen us do all this stuff before. And get the sprockets on there, and then we'll get that blade. We'll get the sprockets on, then track chains, then the blade. How about that? All right, got both the tracks on there. Hunter's got them tightened up. We got the new rail over here. We got the 195 hour rail over here. If you notice, these track pads are about 3/16 of an inch, almost 1/4 inch taller on this side. I put the taller ones on the right-hand side with the theory of normally right-handed operators tend to wear the right-hand side of the machine out. Also, those seats are actually tilted in there at an angle, so you're always kind of facing out that side, so everybody has a tendency to work off that right side more, thus putting a little bit more wear on that side. So that's why I put the taller pads over there, and that's extended life chain, so that side should wear a little bit longer is my plan of attack on that. So Hunter's in there, he's gonna fire her up. You gonna drive her outside? He's gonna drive her outside. We'll hook his plate up. Real tight. Perfect. Come on down. Come down real easy. You back up a little bit. Down real easy. Got the blade all put on there. I'm just going to drive around, loosen those tracks up a little bit. All right, we're getting everything buttoned up. Got the old cutting edges off. We're gonna get some new ones put on there. These old ones actually were broken in a couple spots. I see that happen a lot of times. They get them so hard they get brittle and they break, but it was all the way down to the bottom of the blade, so he's definitely due, and it's already flipped. We got some new end bits, center bits, be all brand new. Got the tracks all sagged properly. This tractor's all about done. Hunter's got a couple new stickers for the side. They's all faded. Did I say Tucker or Hunter?
You said something.
I meant to say Hunter, but Tucker made them. No, you want to leave that on there.
I'm an idiot. I don't do this.
You're not an idiot. Pull the back off.
Oh yeah. You're
You're
right.
backwards there. You use that for your application.
Oh my.
You may want to get you some soapy water now that you've done that.
Now that I've took it off.
Yeah, or get some window cleaner, Windex cleaner, and put on there. Anyway, that's about a wrap on this thing. We got new shoes on it, new used stuff. So this, a funny story is that rail I've had in stock for probably a year and a half or so. Or you guys follow Dirt Perfect's channel. That's actually a rail I bought. I was going to put on his dozer. If it didn't sell, he ended up coming and buying it. So I had that stuff in stock for a while. I was going to put this track chain on one side of his dozer and that rail on the other. We just never got to it. We was busy that time of the year, so he bought it the way it was. Anyway, that's been a while ago. That's why it's laying around. So really the only cost I've gotten this thing to speak of is that rail and a set of sprockets. So other than that, it's got new track frames, rollers. That'll last another 6,000 plus hours. So we got everything greased, taking grease, got new hydraulic cylinders rebuilt, all new fluids, filters. So if you guys want to see more of this tractor in action, definitely consider subscribing. We might have some work for it here in another week or two up on the property, pushing out some dirt and stuff. Kevin's over here welding on a exhaust pipe put on there. The other one's damaged, so we've got a curved stack we're going to put on there. So this tractor will be all ready to go. It's kind of Frankenstein together. We got some green parts and whatnot, but it's going to be a pretty nice tractor altogether. So if you guys like this stuff, give me a thumbs up. And you got any questions or anything like that, leave them in the comments below. I like reading through all those. So we'll catch you guys next time.